the world of branding, there are three kinds of brands. One of many that we ignore. We may put them in a choice set as a backup, but we still ignore. But brands which become one of one on top of the pyramid are the brands which connect to our heart and creates a FOMO. The search stops here. To start with a path to go straight to the one of one, we must answer that question with humility that the world does not need another solution from us till we find out why. There is one question that we must start with. Who is our customer? Another moment of humility comes in where we have to admit, I am not the customer, but I want to know the customer. I want to serve the customer. And that to me becomes the core essence of the starting point in any brand's journey. One of the biggest mistakes I was this close to making was during my corporate world, I got this most fascinating, amazing, incredible offer to join one of the top beer companies on the planet. But at the last second, before we finalized the contract and before I was ready to join, I realized, and even though I'll be surrounded by an amazing team, but me not feeling it, me not connecting to the customer, I really think it was not fair for me to put myself as a leader of this brand's marketing because I am not the customer. I've put 4 words that I always take my mind through. Think like the customer, feel like the customer, and then act. Today, I want to introduce you to this one person who is an integral part of any brand journey I start on. I do not know who the person is, but I know the person exists. And I start literally getting myself inside the person's mind to get to every perspective of this person. As I would go into any journey, I would try to look at who this customer is. I want to know everything about this person. I want to know what makes this person laugh, what makes this person cry, what makes him sad, what makes him feel good, what makes him feel disappointed. It becomes very easy for me to wow this person, when to call the person, when not to call. You would know I was working at Einstein Brothers Bagels. I was one of the founding members of that company. And what we realized was, even though our customers told us in every possible consumer research that 75% of them preferred a specialty bagel with flavored cream cheese, most of them were ordering a plain bagel and plain cream cheese. My senior management team was telling me that my consumers are lying. Of course, they don't lie. But secondly, the profitability of plain bagel and plain cream cheese was significantly lower. So on a Saturday morning, my daughter, she was 7, and myself, we went to an Einstein Brothers Bagels to just watch. And they look at this menu board, and the server on the other side says, "Welcome to Einstein Brothers Bagels. What can I get you?" The customer literally starts. Most of us are not wired to read from right to left. We start from left to right. And then within 7 to 10 seconds, when the customer could not choose, the order taker would take eye contact away from the customer and put it on the person behind with a little smile, telling the customer, making the customer feel, you are an idiot. You cannot even place an order in a bagel store. The customer panics and right away says plain bagel, plain cream cheese. But I still wasn't sure. I wanted to validate. So I took pictures of every specialty bagel, every flavored cream cheese, put them on a laminated table mat and brought it back to the restaurant next morning. Customers right away started focusing on the table mat, and they started having conversations with each other. Hey, you would love this with this. And how customers kept ordering what they wanted was very powerful. I'm really grateful that we got to figure this out, because think, for any business, forcing customers to eat what they do not want to eat is not a path to long-term win. And that's one of the things, focusing my attention on my customers, learning more. And learning is an ongoing journey, became very important. This concept of be, think, feel, act has become a non-negotiable in any brand's journey. I was invited to speak at a retirement home, and part of the contract, I wanted to spend one night in that retirement home. My clients and the board thought it was very funny, but to me it was very important, because I really believe you cannot fake it till you make it. In a relationship, you have to get to know. Until you know, you have to raise your hand and say, I do not know, but I want to know. I need to know. As I spent the first night, I realized it's a totally different world, because they were worried that I could wet the bed, they had put every possible plastic under the bed sheets. And the level of noise and sound I would make every time I would turn left or right, I could not sleep. I could take only few limited things, like I could take only 2 5x7 pictures in 2 photo frames. Next day, when I was talking to the board, I asked them, how many of you have spent a night at the retirement home? None of them. So just to get this example through, I want to make a personal request to each and every one of you, because that changed my life. Building on this retirement home example, I want each one of you to spend a night in your guest bedroom. Spoiler alert, this is what happened to me and my wife. We were doing some work in the master bedroom, so we chose to sleep in the guest bedroom. We realized that the guest bedroom bed, which we had moved from the master bedroom after we got a new bed, and the moment we got somewhat towards the middle, we slid towards each other and we were this close to each other. How cute. When the first rays of the sun started hitting the windows, and the sun was literally darting through those into my eyes to wake me up. The sun was trying to pull a prank on me to wake me up. Just by being in that guest bedroom, what we realized was my wife and myself, we are not cruel people, we are good people. We want to offer our guests a good night's sleep and a good experience. But till we slept in that guest bedroom, we did not know these micro challenges which were there. Once we knew, once we felt it, we had to act. We got a new bed, we fixed the blinds, and then I started sending text messages to all the people who had come and stayed with us by saying, hey, I'm sorry you had a bad experience. We have changed the bed. Please come back and visit. Some of them thought it was funny. 2 of them came back. But that is very, very important as you start going through. And it is the magnitude, the more you get to know the guest, that really changes the world. I was working with Jillian's, who later on were acquired by Dave & Buster. And for Jillian's, as we started knowing their guest, what we realized was the guest comes to Jillian's, they come there for beverages, for food, play games. So I realized the power of the brand would be a tagline that showcases the activities and the emotions. And the 3 emotions and the activities we felt connects to the brand are drinking, eating, and playing. Now, the whole question was, what is the order? If my target audience was a 25-year-old, the big money spenders for us was the 45-year-olds who were spending nearly twice the amount. For them, what we realized, the order was very important. For them, it was eat, then drink, then play. That not only became the brand's tagline, but also became the focus of the brand. Let's focus on the food first, then the drinks, and then the play. Because prioritization is very important. Now, Dave & Buster buys Jillian's. And once they bought it, they really felt the world is changing, because now more and more people are going to come there to watch sports, live sports. They chose to add a 4th word: eat, drink, play, watch. Watch was part of the new play. You didn't have to put watch there, because sometimes it's the emotions. Watching is not an emotion. Watching with friends, the high five, became the big deal. They even tried to change their tagline to ding, ding, ding. I thought ding, ding, ding was like a placeholder, like beep, beep, beep. But only later, when I started reading, I realized that they were trying to mimic the sound of a casino or a game where you win and it makes the sound ding, 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 you won. Sorry, Dave & Buster. Let me clarify. I win when I'm with friends. I win when I have a good time. I win when all of us have a good time. In the games, it's about eating, drinking, and playing together. And when we leave, feeling like little kids, thinking, when will be the next time we want to get back together? In every one of these cases, knowing the customer and see how the customer is evolving is very important. As we go through each one of these things, what is very important that this is an ongoing journey. Knowing the customer really helps us in ongoing customer research. For example, one of the things Steve Jobs really put in front of us is he believed that consumers often do not know what they want till they see it. And that's one of the things, it's very important that he felt that Apple should be the company who wants to show customers what they want, because what I've learned, customers cannot create your next big idea, but customers can react to it. And seeing a customer reaction and how to tweak it to the next notch is where success comes in. And that is one of the core of consumer research that has really helped me by saying getting to know the customer happens first. In consumer research, I want to put stimulus in front so customers can react. And when customers react, I am proactive. It starts with that one question. And that question is, again, go all the way inside this unknown person's head. Be like this person. Think like this person, feel like this person, and then act. And doing all this with humility is very important because humility drives us to put that extra effort to get to know the person. Because when you connect with this person and this person becomes your best friend, and wherever the person goes, the wallet stays always with the person. So it's a great business to start with the customer.